Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about water security. The World Water Day is being observed on March 22nd, and in this backdrop we will assess the water situation in the world and especially in India, and we will also see what are the necessary measures to deal with the water scarcity all around the world, especially in India. But before we begin, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, teaching examination, railway examination, defense examination, RBI grade B, UGC NET, NABARD grade A, UPSC Civil Services Examination, CLAT exams for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details, or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. Now let us understand how is the share of the water bodies declining around the world. So globally, many of the water resources are under severe stress. So considering the significance of the water resources in order to keep the ecosystems balanced and to feed growing human population, there is more demand for water resources, but the stress of the water resources are increasing. Now, the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands had brought out the Global Wetland Outlook, and in the year 2018, the Global Wetland Outlook focused on the state of world's wetlands and their services to the people. So, according to the highlights of the Global Wetland Outlook, an alarming observation was that up to 87% of the global wetland resources have been lost in the past years. And also, according to a study conducted by NASA, half of the Earth's 37 largest aquifers are declining too fast to be replenished. That means around half of 37 largest aquifers in the world are declining too fast at a higher rate, so that these resources cannot be replenished or reproduced or renewed. Now let us briefly understand about the growing water demand globally. The United Nations, in its World Water Development Report 2018, observes that the global water use has increased by a factor of 6 over the past 100 years. So at the global level, the water use has been increased. This is due to the demands of the growing population or due to increase in the demand for water resources. And according to the World Water Development Report, the demand for water is continuing to grow at a rate of 1% per year. And this is not only due to population growth but also due to increase in demand in various sectors. For example, urbanization, modernization, industrialization, etc. taking place in different parts of the world has contributed towards increasing the water demand. And according to a latest report of the World Bank, the report highlights that the Ganga river basin could see a drinking water shortage that can be as much as 39% in some states by 2040. So it highlights about the water scarcity ahead for India, especially in the Ganga basin. And also in another report, the World Bank highlights that countries that lack a sufficient amount of water could see GDPs also decline by around 6% by 2050. So it indicates that there can be a significant economical impact due to water scarcity. This is because almost all sectors are dependent on water and water resources for its survival and subsistence. So a severe water scarcity can impact the output or the productivity in these sectors, and the productivity or the output can come down, and this will have a significant impact on the GDP levels. So GDP or the gross domestic product is directly associated with the economical growth of a country. So in many countries by 2050 there can be a decline in the GDP as much as by 6% also. And also 2/3 of the global population who lives with severe water scarcity majorly resides in countries like India and China. This is because of the huge population in these countries. So it indicates that in the coming years the water scarcity and increasing demand for water resources will definitely have an impact on India's economic growth and development. It will not only impact the growth in terms of GDP, but it will also have impact on economic development. For example, the poverty, malnutrition, health, drinking water availability, sanitation, industrialization, urbanization. So all these developmental factors will be hugely impacted due to a severe water crisis. Now let us understand the specific case with India. In India, the annual per capita availability of water continues to decline sharply from about 5,000 cubic meters in 1951. Now it has decreased to 1,700 cubic meters in 2019. Now NITI Aayog has brought in a comprehensive report, which is the Composite Water Management Index, and the 2018 Composite Water Management Index highlights certain facts about India's water scarcity. So according to the Composite Water Management Index, currently 600 million people face high to extreme water scarcity or water stress in the country. So this is the first highlight. Secondly, about 2 lakh people die every year due to inadequate access to safe drinking water. So this has got serious health impacts. Now this was the second highlight by the NITI Aayog's Composite Water Management Index. And thirdly, it highlights the fact that about 3/4 of the households do not get drinking water at their premises. And it also highlights that about 70% of the total water is contaminated. So all this highlights or facts relates to serious health issues due to water scarcity and also inadequate availability of safe drinking water. Now regarding the groundwater extraction rates, the rate of groundwater extraction is also very severe in India. And one major factor that contributes towards high levels of groundwater extraction in India is the subsidies given to the agricultural sector. So various kinds of electricity subsidies are provided to the agricultural sector, and uncontrolled irrigation or improper planning in the agricultural sector is one major cause for depletion of groundwater resources. Now according to NASA's findings, India's water table is declining alarmingly. So according to NASA, about 0.3 meters decline is observed in India's water table every year. And if this rate of depletion is taken into consideration, India will have only 22% of its present daily per capita water available in 2050. So now what is the per capita water available? Only 22% of it would be available by the year 2050 for its population. So this can even lead to a situation where India will have to import water for meeting the demands in the country. So such a serious situation needs to be considered. Now let us understand the feasibility of large irrigation structures, for example dams. Now the large irrigation structures like dams are losing its potential, or the potential of such large irrigation structures has been declining. So the scope for further expansion of the irrigation infrastructure on a large scale basis is very limited. And the cost of constructing such large irrigation structures are also not feasible for the government. Now in this context, let us understand how significant is the smaller water bodies. For example, tanks. So the significance of the smaller water bodies are increasing. This is because the smaller water bodies are less capital intensive and they are very user friendly with lesser environmental problems. So the importance or the benefits are multiple. They are less capital intensive and they are user friendly, and also they create lesser environmental issues. They are also significant in a way that they augment groundwater resources through subsurface recharge. But the biggest challenge or the limitation with small water bodies in India is that they have mostly been encroached and they are subject to centuries of neglect and mismanagement. So Standing Committee on Water Resources has highlighted that out of 5.56 lakh tanks in the country, only 4.71 lakh tanks are in use. That means others are not properly utilized. Now, if we take the single example of the state of Tamil Nadu, in Tamil Nadu alone there are 41,127 tanks. And most of the tanks in the state of Tamil Nadu are in bad shape or they are not properly maintained. Now, what is the way forward? Looking into the smaller water bodies, It is important to renovate or restore the capacity of the small water bodies, and this will have an impact on bringing decentralized water distribution system. And corrective measures are crucial not only in areas of storage but also in efficiency in managing the supply, demand and the use. Now coming to agricultural sector. Agricultural sector, as we discussed earlier, they consumes around 85% of the available water in India today. And improving the efficiency or water use efficiency in the agricultural sector will save much of the water resources. And for that, shifting cropping pattern can be adopted. Water intensive to less water consuming crops can be cultivated. Micro irrigation methods like drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, etc. will be helpful in enhancing the water use efficiency, and this will also help in increasing the crop productivity. Now coming to rainwater harvesting, it is one of the easiest and the cheapest ways of augmenting water stock. So an utmost emphasis can be given on investing and promoting water recycling technologies. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page or you can email me at joycey.studyiq@gmail.com. Thank you.